There are 2.3 million men and women in uniform that have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Every service member that I have interacted with over the past several years, I recognize that they have been impacted by the vileness of war and realize that war is vile. It's one of the most vile things you can imagine, yet there are some things more vile, and that's why we fight. We fight for our families, our neighbors, our communities, and our buddies on our left and our right. The bonds that exist on the battlefield are unlike any bonds you can imagine. And when we come home, they're ripped apart. And we look to others in the communities, leaders, that will realize that they're our new buddies on our left and our right.
Being a vet myself, 27-year Air Force veteran, I saw some of the challenges when I got out. Many veterans, especially younger veterans who came directly out of high school, didn't have much involvement in the community prior to that.
All too often our veterans return to civilian life, and then their families are facing confusion, loneliness, depression. Suicides exceed combat deaths among our troops. Many of them are returning with those invisible wounds of war, traumatic brain injury and PTSD. And unemployment rate among our veterans aged 22 to 26 is a whopping 25%.
With the way the economy is right now, you know, vets coming out of the military, how hard it is to find a good paying job without a degree, just your Air Force experience, or even if you have a degree in the Air Force not related to the job, is really hard.
A lot of the returning vets, you know, they have a different set of worries, you know, that they have to deal with. And when they come back, it is a big change in life.
It's very, very, very challenging.
Community Blueprint is part of a national initiative to help out veterans who have recently exited military service and are in need of assistance finding employment, getting re-educated, and basically adjusting back to civilian life.
Community Blueprint is a real effort to just raise the bar of making sure that veterans are welcomed back into the community and fully integrated.
It's a wraparound approach that's based on their needs and not what organizations do.
It includes 8 mission areas: behavioral health, education, employment, family strength, financial legal, also known as life skills, homelessness, reintegration into the community after separation, and volunteerism. We were asked, our MOAA chapter, if we would be interested in conducting a pilot project. We took a look at those 8 mission areas, and we felt that we were an ideal community for such an effort.
The idea behind this blueprint is it's scalable. And so a community that may have a very strong program, when they look at these 8 areas, may feel that they only need to improve in 1 or 2, or they may want to take a look at all 8.
We have a large military presence here with Moody Air Force Base and a large number of veterans.
We were ready to get involved.
We can point them to it. We had a lot of brainstorming sessions, did an inventory basically of what the community already does, and like most communities, there was already a lot of it here for veterans already, that we didn't have to recreate the wheel on a lot of it. It's just a matter of finding the resources and pulling them together as a whole.
There are organizations around the country in most communities that do help veterans out, but they're not cohesive, they're not tied together, they're not integrated. What we're doing here in Valdosta is we're tying everything together. We're trying to make it a one-stop shop for a veteran.
What I've found when they come home to a community that isn't in a state of an epidemic of disconnection, they thrive. There are 3,141 counties in the United States. Iraq and Afghanistan veterans are now living in all 3,141 counties. The small communities have to play a large part in this.
Being a disabled veteran, I know I basically had to do it myself. I had to find all the people, find, you know, my VA rep, and I didn't know which questions to ask.
It's an amazing program that's going to help out a lot of people. And it's actually, you know, if they have programs like that, they're going to be able to put it back into their community.
A chapter itself isn't going to be able to do it all. Okay, the chapter can be the focal point for it. It's the community that has to get involved. It's the entire community that needs to get together and decide that they want to do something for these vets because they've earned it. They've earned that the right to have a chance to succeed in life beyond the military.
You've got people that have put their life on the lines for this country. They've served this country with honor and respect, and we need to honor that as a community.
It's important to everybody, to all of us, to feel connected, to feel a part of a community, especially for our warriors and their families. They need to know that they're not alone.
We hear thank you for your service all the time. All the service people, they like to say thank you for your service when you're helping out all the other veterans also.
Each individual that's listening to this that can make a real difference. We have the finest group of leaders in MOAA outside of any other organization that I know of other than our currently serving military. So I can't think of another organization that is more equipped to set the pace in this community blueprint project for the country than the Military Officers Association.
I just think it's the right thing to do.
There's just some things that government can't do, that independent organizations working in a community-based methodology, coming together and connecting and ensuring the resources are available and focused makes a huge difference.
That's what Community Blueprint is all about.
We're stepping up to the challenge to make sure that these vets aren't forgotten.
We're veterans, we're not victims. And we don't need pity, we need recognition of potential. And it's not about a handout, it's about a hand up. They just need that assistance during transition and reintegration and connecting with the community, and they'll thrive.